Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a terrific Tuesday night. It's a new era, a new look, a new vibe, a new feel, and a new channel. We're going to go hang out with the Dawson tonight. But here at the Wrestling for Life Network, we got NXT kicking off on the CW tonight. It's going to be a fun one, folks. So get in that chat, click all those buttons, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Ready for NXT tonight. Like I said, a new vibe, new feel, new channel, and a whole bunch to get into, including a lot of titles on the line tonight and Mr. CM Punk in the building. But me and that pretty face going to run you through the next couple hours of wrestling fun. So get in that chat, click all the buttons, but I will remind you, I am the Kevin KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, tonight we're rocking out with the Dawson. We're going out to CW land and everything. And at 100%, my guy, it feels like a mini takeover. I know it's the debut, new network, big new look, everything like that. But this is a stack card from top to bottom.
Yeah, and I think they've gone about it smart. Like, I mean, a lot of little things, adding Punk into it, going live in Chicago is going to be fun. Bringing Punk in makes sense, it fits. But even like today, of like, you know, as the afternoon rolled on, little news, little tidbits rolling out, but then boom, everyone's talking about the logo, everyone's retweeting it, everyone's sharing it with their friends. So it's a good vibe, a good feel, a good energy. I like the new logo. I would love to hear what the chat has to say about it. But yeah, I mean, again, big night, lots going on. And a huge card. I mean, it has that big feel to it, kind of coming off the heels of last night, which felt kind of big going into that main event. And the energy continues. The momentum is rolling, dude.
100%. I mean, we're kicking it off with Julia versus Roxanne Perez, I believe, for the NXT Women's Championship. And we've got Stephanie Vacora, who's now still floating around. She showed up at the end of last week. And we're starting off with a title shot. So that already tells you, and we're starting off with Julia's debut going at Roxanne. So you already know that we're going to have a good card the rest of the way through with that.
100%, 100%. I mean, it's looking good. Like you said, Julia's, going after the belt. Again, it's cool that we just brought her in. We got the teaser of Stephanie Vacura right before that. At the end of last week's show, of course, we already talked about, CM Punk going to be the special referee in the main event. We'll talk about that. Miz TV, as they set up the match for next week with Oba and Tony. Tony on that Rocky vibe. So we'll see. Now we got heel Miz. So, I mean, a different vibe to Miz altogether after last night. So,
yeah. So is he going to be like partial to Oba and everything? Because that's after last night, we now officially have heel Miz. He turned on R-Truth.
Crazy. But yeah, so it'll be very funny. It'll be very interesting how that plays out tonight, and then heading into next week with that match. Of course, then the tag champs are going to be in the building as well, as Belair and Jade will be here. Not sure what that means or what it ties into. Maybe Chu and Rosemary get a shot at him.
Oh, you're just waiting to see me have a meltdown, sir. It could be interesting. It could also even be just a tie into Bad Blood because they are hosting Bad Blood. So that would be the only potential I could see.
Fair enough. But then, of course, we got this match set for tonight, as Lola will team up with Jade to take on two of the members. We're not sure which two, but they will take on two members of Fatal Influence. Should be a fun match, and another match where it kind of highlights or kind of builds on this women's division in NXT that's been absolutely cooking.
Yeah, 100%, because you're building up still Lola. You've got Jada, who's already been taken off, and you're kind of getting a momentum behind Fatal Influence here. They're becoming the dominant women's faction on NXT. We were talking about PFC last night on Monday Night Raw. They're highlighting the women's division.
100%, as they do, and they've done very well. So, I mean, I'm happy about it.
100%.
And I'm looking forward to what they can pull together with this one. Again, just a fun match, not a whole lot of implication for it yet. and we'll see where it goes. But and then of course the main event as we get Trick and Ethan Page with their rematch and Punk in the middle. I mean, this will be very interesting.
Well, speaking of interesting, have you heard Trick Williams rap for this song?
I did. I mean, again, it's kind of funny, but if you got it, try it. So definitely we'll say it's catchy.
No, it's the damn ripoff of Game Over by Lil Flip.
Right. And which is
this is the cover.
I like it a lot. But yeah, I mean, interesting. I didn't expect it, but yeah, I mean, let's see how this goes. A new poll I just threw up, guys. Curious how everyone's feeling about the new look. Nick and I talked about it. Obviously, we jumped to and did what we do, but new look, new vibe. They changed up the logo. People were wondering, will it still be the orangey, yellow, goldish? No, not quite the black and gold change that we've had for the last little while. They go silver. They drop the spikes. Cleaner. I like it. I'm happy. I'm thrilled.
I like it. It very much reminds me of the original, like, kind of OG NXT look. Like when you had the big championship belt, the X was in the middle of it. You had the N on one side, the T on the other. It's just a straight, clean look. And we've dropped all of the, like, even the new NXT look that we had before this was just kind of like a revamp of the 2.0 with all the bright colors and everything. So I like that they've just scratched it, start over completely fresh.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I like the feel, I like the vibe, and again, in my preferences, black and silver is a lot more fun to play with than orange and yellow. So, I mean, again, if you can kind of get that, I'm curious how the set and everything's going to look now. I'm curious how it all feels, how it all plays out. So, again, good job for them. I think they've done a great job marketing all of what we're about to get. And I mean, if nothing else, they've created a good amount of excitement for this one.
And 100% the CW's been behind this as well too. Like they're very much everywhere you turn, they're promoting this. Like Christ, I know we talked about to where they got a damn Xfinity race car and everything. They've constantly, like, you even go on the CW app or the webpage. I went on there today to see if I could watch the show from there.
Yeah.
And yeah, they've still got nothing but highlights and little clips and little tidbits introducing, like, people to Trick, introducing people to Roxanne, introducing, explaining now that they're going to be on a new network, a new audience and everything. This is why you should give a sugar honey iced tea about NXT.
100%. And again, they've done a good job. We saw, the NXT logo plastered on a NASCAR. They're promoting this. I know Uncle Dave was like, we're hoping to hit 1 million. They're always hoping to hit 1 million, Dave. It's not just this show, but they want this show to show up and show out and be a big deal. So yeah, absolutely.
100%. And especially because now this is them touring, this is them traveling. This week they're in Chicago, next week they'll be in St. Louis. They are out of the Full Sail, regular dichotomy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think this is gonna be very interesting because now you have 3 touring shows. I know a lot of talk about less live shows, but again, if you're adding NXT live shows to your repertoire, it's a little bit again, at least this one's televised. It's not just house shows. So they're trying to be very smart about the decisions they make.
Well, yeah, and it's like you said, you've now got 3 shows touring. So trying to even fit in house shows inside of that too would be extra complicated. And they're still looking out for the performers and everything, giving guys time off, guys and gals time off and everything. That's why you hear so much about how now that certain people are in control of the locker room and in control of everything backstage, the morale is much higher. It's a whole new, everybody's happy to go to work.
Absolutely. But with about 4 minutes to spare, Nick, let's run through the people already in the chat blowing it up. I see a lot of action. 86% of people are liking the new vibe, the new feel, the new look. So I like it. Rocco's here. Damien, I see you, the leader of Hopium Tribe. Brandon, Roman, C Money, Kevin, Stoner, Jesus, may the blunt be with you, sir, on a happy Tuesday. Kevin, I hope you're doing well. Eric, welcome back. Trekka, Petey, I see you. Scotty, Polo, welcome back. Denisha, always a pleasure. We them boys, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome. 123 Kid is in the house as well. Roman's with us. Jason, I see you. We got a bunch. Capone, I like it. This list gets longer every day. Eric, welcome back. Richard, good to see you. Kevin, Byron, this one, J.A. Strom, SciTech, Sports Geek, QR. Welcome.
The alphabet. Thank you, the alphabet, for showing up.
Kevin, Kyle, Paul, welcome. Lisa, always a pleasure. Looking for it. The boys wait. Know the men. Yeah, I like it. I like boys to men.
100%.
Daniel Berry Sports. Nick, I'm not sure if I missed anyone. I think Todd and Spaz popped in.
Scott Rizzo, NXT logo is clean. Yeah. Todd shouting out Dikembe Mutombo and Pete Rose. Yeah, everybody's been passing away, my guy.
Crazy. Someone else passed away too.
Yeah, the actor from Good Times.
That's right. Yeah.
Earlier. Yeah, Eric mentioned it earlier up there. But yeah.
Formerly known as the Alphabet. C Money. But yeah, we are 3 or so minutes away, folks. If you don't know, we take a prediction on every single match. We take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. So stay all the way to the end. And Nick and I will be syncing up momentarily. You can do the same if you want to watch along with us, and you can pause your shit. You can see where we're at and join us in our reaction.
Right. I just wanted to click on this one from C Money real quick because I think it's hilarious, and I'm waiting for Jim to now rip it off. Like Mussolini on Dawson's Creek, will he get along with Pacey? There you go, Jim. There's the next great hit for you when it comes to singing CM Punk's song.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm just in the last commercial here before we go live on the CW.
There we go. Byron, just in case I haven't said hello to you. I don't see Jade and Bianca on tonight anymore. Why? They were announced to appear tonight, so we'll see.
Right. Yeah, they very much teased that on Twitter and everything. I remember before all of this, so be interesting. Well, they still also do have a super stack card for St. Louis and everything, to where they've got the tag match between Axiom and Frazier versus Waller and Theory. They've got Randy Orton versus Javon Evans. Like you said, they've got Tony versus Oba. So stat cards week to week here now.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people talking about MCMG. As far as getting MCMG tonight, to me, it makes more sense that you get them next week.
Yeah, you've got the tag titles going. So to me, that would make the most sense if that's where they'd show up.
Yeah, I think so. As folks, we are moments away from the start of the show. Chicago will be on the Miz hard. Absolutely. Especially, again, you don't fuck with the truth. He's sacred.
Yeah, you don't mess with the child. 100%. You don't mess with the child.
Right. Todd's at work. Well, if we can help you get through your shift, buddy, we're happy to do so. But yeah, lots going on. Jordan, welcome. Kevin, MDB in the house. 316.
What up? And well, I guess T's and P's real quick for MDB saying, sadly, I'm not at NXT tonight because I busted a blood vessel in my face. I don't want to know how you did that, sir, but hopefully you get better.
Bro, take it easy.
Right. Simadana.
I'm getting an error.
Soffit, what up? Rocco, I have then. I can.
I got nothing. Mine instantly hit an error. That's really interesting. So.
I see. I'm at forever if you want me to hold it there. But
not yet. Just keep it, let it go, and I'll see where I appear.
Okay. Rocco, what up? KJ Nick, this question for you. Who shows up on Miz TV tonight? They've already announced that it's going to be Oba and Tony D.
I got forever, so I got forever now.
Just let me know when you get the big logo.
The big logo.
There we go.
Together.
Together. Oh.
Doom. Just the logo.
Crowd shot. Or, sorry, city shot.
City shot.
There we go.
Logo live from Chicago, folks. We are set to go. Nick and I are in sync, and that's not where you keep your dishes. But we are ready to get into this one tonight. Like we said, it's going to be a fun one. Stack card. And HBK keeps saying, if you think we've surprised you, stay tuned. We got lots more to come.
Oh, 100%. This is WWE is about to even hit a whole new stride now that all of these network deals are starting to get into place. New intro. Yo, this is dope.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. New intro, folks. Is that Lil Wayne?
I'm trying to hear. I'm gonna have to try to Shazam this. I'm gonna try and Shazam this real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mute your shit. All right, folks. New music, new entrance, new vibe, new look. It's all happening here at NXT, and the building is packed. I love it.
Holy sugar honey iced tea. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is a takeover feel for this. 100%.
Top hockey. Gira. And we're opening with HBK, the showstopper.
Think I'm cute. They know I'm sexy. It's interesting how this has become the thing now. Like every time there's something new and big on Raw or SmackDown, Hunter shows up.
Yeah, I like that they I mean, you kind of get that importance feel to it, right? And a lot of people thought it was gonna be Hunter. HBK kicks this one off because it's his baby at this point. And again, I mean, it's funny because the guy who lived on the edge of being like the showstopper, it now feels like he wants to be that as the guy. Like he wants NXT to be the showstopper.
Oh, 100%. Well, that's been constantly, even with Hunter when he was running it, has been the whole narrative and the mission statement for NXT of it's going to be competitive. It's going to be developmental, but it's still going to be competitive as hell. Of we're not going to just settle as the third brand.
When's the last time we heard a crowd singing that song?
Right.
And there's a podium in the ring.
So we've got to probably be introducing new titles because of the new logo. That's what it looks. That's what's behind him is new titles
on a rack. Windy City of Chicago. Somebody said 7,000 strong in Chicago tonight. It looked packed.
And that's insane, though. That's the thing is to think about it. 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne on the NXT intro. Hey, let's go.
I got my ear working. MDV.
Right.
Watch you come back. Just psych. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I lied.
Z-Man, welcome. Dale, how you doing? Anthony! Look at the belts.
Yeah. See, and that, again, you know what those look like? They look like the UFC belts, kind of like the TKO right across the center and everything. That's how these look like with the NXT right across the center.
Hey, that's amazing!
Yeah!
Triple H says hi, buddy.
We're going to get a We Are NXT.
I love how they just did that huge pop for Trips.
Triple H.
The place goes unglued for Trips. That was
well.
Cool.
Think about it. This is Paul Heyman showing back up in ECW,
right? A little bit.
No.
Are you
ready?
Let's fucking go. DX. 30 years later.
Hey, they did the whole bit to where they were sitting there running took over the whole Titan Towers and everything. Now they literally have.
As I got triple digits in the chat, we got Trips in the ring, and Julia is on the way out. What more do you want on a Tuesday night, folks?
Yo. And see, this is to anyone that hasn't seen her before the 2 times that she showed up in NXT and everything like that. This is very much allow me to reintroduce myself.
Julia Gulia in the building.
Now, who are you taking in this match, sir?
Are they? You know what? I'll go Julia. Shock the world.
I think that's where they're going. Now, I do hesitant because if you're going to bring in Stephanie, then maybe you keep it on Roxanne and do like a triple threat thing, kind of help that go around. But maybe you just literally, that's the new era of NXT's women's division is Stephanie Vacour versus Julia for the NXT women's title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this lady, again, we've seen free agents go to different companies, but man, like Julia comes in, feels like a star out the gate. Even if you don't know her, they make you feel like, I need to know her. now.
Right? 100%. And I just loved a nice little moment that I saw Vic Joseph even sitting there dapping up a fan that was all like super pumped behind him and everything like that. Like, this has like such a energy about all of this right now tonight.
Yeah. And the prodigy Roxanne Perez. Folks, I will put it in the chat. Get your predictions in. Who you taking? Who you taking? We should almost put the belt on the line tonight. Impromptu.
I mean, do we want to? Do we want to? It has that big fight feel.
Let's go.
C Money, Bully Ray on Busted Open asked HBK how he and Triple H, the two biggest troublemakers in the company, ended up running the show. Well, they're doing a damn fine job of it. I'll say that at least.
They might have caused trouble, but they weren't stupid. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. They very much knew how to play chess when everyone was playing checkers.
Right, Triple H. I thought it was really cool because we were all expecting Trips to kind of come out. HBK comes out, and then out of nowhere, you get the "Are you ready?" You're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Right.
The only way HBK will give up those belts is when he loses his smile.
Championship.
So Millions from Now by Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. There you go.
I will have to add that to my repertoire.
Yeah. Song is called Don't Quit. Now we got varying reports, folks. God damn.
She is a star, my guy. Well, that's the thing is, honestly, both women in this ring right now are stars. Yeah. They are 100% the future of the women's wrestling.
Yeah. NXT is officially the third brand. That was Nick Khan made it very clear that was the goal here.
And it's very much now at this point 100% established with there's thousands and thousands in this arena and everything's packed out here.
Right. Shout out to MDBs, bro. Let's go.
There you go.
And we're getting NXT chants out the gate, but we are live and ready. 84% going Julia. Holy shit.
I that's where I would lean. I wouldn't be surprised if Roxanne retains, but to me, Julia's, you bring her in, there's no better time than to do this right hot out of the gate. Her first time challenging for it, you put the strap on it.
Right. Which one of you a-holes hit my remote control?
Check between the cushions. NXT go to TV 14. I did see, I haven't seen it show up or anything like that on my screen. I haven't paid attention, but I did hear that they were very much, at least it's going to be that. They haven't really discussed like parameters of, it's just going to naturally be more edgy, but yeah.
Oh. Shoulder block. Let's go. AEW is so much fun. Wait, next week, Tuesday against NXT.
Yo. Tony, maybe move it to a Thursday. You can do title Thursday.
Julian saying those belts are sick. I like them. I have to get a closer look, but I like them. A lot of good feedback on the new IC belt as well.
Oh, 100% of that. I saw a lot of people tying that into like the old belt that Umaga had and everything.
Yeah.
But that, I remember us being live when literally they first showed it and they had already put it onto the merch store, and then they sat there and had, we had this comment, that comment of everybody just praising that belt.
I like the white silverish ropes are nice. The around the ring looks good. The crowd is lit. Chicago is busted out right now.
Oh yeah, 100% of like right now we're just kind of drop toe holds. We're kind of just back and forth regular action here, but there is just a constant like murmur. There is a constant buzz in the arena.
As Julia looking for the STF and then gets switched up into a crossface. Oh, into a pin.
1, 2.
Their outfit.
Everything though just looks really fresh, really clean. Like it has,
look at
that
this.
new presence feel. Oh, head to head. And a commercial. That's a way to go. If you're gonna go to commercial, that's a way to go.
Nice start to the match. Good pace, good energy in the building. Both ladies getting their chances early. And yeah, we go to commercial break on a bit of a stalemate.
Am I the only one that halfway for a second was like, wait, we don't have commercial breaks in pay-per-views. Why are they going to a commercial break right now?
I actually thought that someone had said last night. Now, I hadn't heard it from anyone but the chat, but somebody in the chat last night said the first hour was going to be commercial free, but apparently not.
Clearly not. Yeah, this has that takeover feel and everything. So I'm like, it almost would make sense if they did commercial free or something. Granted, maybe do a half hour, do the first match commercial free.
I think they should try something new and go last half hour commercial free. Like, save the main event commercial free.
That actually isn't a really bad idea, especially like if you did that, say, with last night with the last Monster Standing, you do the last half hours commercial free.
Do you remember back?
I think that would work pretty solid. Sorry.
Yeah, no, not at all. Do you remember back when JR would say, like, it was usually 15 minutes or so, like, and they'd say, we're going to our last commercial break. And then you get that, like, it would be like the uninterrupted main event kind of idea, or the back half of the main event. That, to me, I like that vibe.
Yeah, and especially to me, I would do that less often than I would the first half hour to an hour. I would save that for really special moments and everything. But it's not a bad touch at all. You make the main event feel that much better. We don't want to cut away from this, folks.
Right. Not lying. Oh, Fluff, thank you so much for the super chat. Remember, folks, that's your way to guarantee we click on your message. I haven't watched CW in so long. I went to 4 wrong channels. Somebody also mentioned that, and that's funny because I can't tell you the last thing I ever watched on CWs. But the app doesn't have NXT on it as of yet.
Yeah, no, well, like I said, I went to the web page and everything like that because normally, like, I'll do that with like USA Network or this, that, and the third. So I thought, maybe they might have it there. Nope, no, don't have it there at all. I'm watching it on YouTube TV, but yeah, you pretty much can only seem to get it on just like if you have a regular cable package.
Right. Of course, it's different in Canada, so thank you for filling that.
Now I'm trying to think that of the last time that I've watched anything on CW was probably Supernatural.
And that's a show I never watched. Like, I've never seen Supernatural.
You're missing out. Well, then again, people tell me that with like Arrow and Flash and everything. It's also on the CW network.
I
believe.
Wait.
What? What are we waiting?
No, that's awesome.
As we are
super chat as well, Nick.
Right. Thank you for the $10 super chat. In my preview, I asked for the square NXT logo without the tail offs on the T and N. I asked for no more BS rainbow belts. Smart idea to get the facelift out of the way right away. I am awake.
I am awake. I have awoken.
Right. Are you broken, Matt Hardy? Yes.
As we are back to the action, and I agree with Spaz, Nick. I mean, if you're going to make it new, make it new. Make it feel new.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And again, this is, I think, across the board of allow me to reintroduce myself. Of this now, we had, what was it, 4-4 or whoever in the chat saying, this is now officially the third brand when it comes to WWE. There's no debating it anymore. I know it's still the developmental, but this is officially our third brand.
Oh. Was she half
headbutts?
Jacob Fatu showed up for a wrestling match, apparently.
Yeah.
And the crowd pops for it as Roxy is wobbly.
Interesting term to use, but sure. It's wobbly.
Wobbly. Energy is good. 2 count. Yeah. HBK and Triple H, man, friends forever. Yeah, no shit.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, I'm trying to find. I'm just scrolling through because I know Curtis gave us an over/under on the commercial breaks here. Was it 8 or was it 9? I thought I saw 9. I'm trying to find the
count.
I saw it for 9. Yeah. Oh no, it is 8. You are correct, sir. Over/under commercial breaks 8. So I guess that spoiler alert. I'm taking 9. or above. I'm taking the over because we got a 2 count.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go over, maybe 1.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
My cousin loves it. Shout out to your
My
cousin.
wife, he does, so that's how I know.
I've never seen it.
We'll talk off stream and see if you'd like.
I'm watching it. I gotta watch it on Sportsnet in Canada.
Big forearms from Julia.
Buffy might be the last thing I did watch on this channel back in 1998.
Oh God.
We need a Joe Hendry return tonight.
Oh, that was a little slap.
Oh,
hey! Roxanne going flying right into Julia. John C, what up? NXT has to make a good impression on the CW tonight. Well, I think they're already, as we've clearly been discussing, I think they've instantly become the most important thing on the CW network. So I don't think they have to worry about too much competition.
Oh my God.
Yo! Oh, super like double underhook suplex, and she bridges for the 2 count, rolls through. God damn.
Rolls through. Oh, wait. Oh, she was almost going for like a label lock.
Yeah. Oh, but Roxanne's getting that. Roxanne rotated, like backslid into a pin.
Good match. Good match.
This is I like this because this is showing off how technical Roxanne can get too.
Rox can go, man. I mean, again, she's a feisty little one, and again, we're looking at 2 women that we're going to be watching for a long time in this company, not just on this brand.
100%. But yeah, this is
yo. She's gone for it 3 times.
Roxanne's crawling on the ropes. Got it. Grab it. There we go.
Booker T calling it a chess match.
That's the thing is I'm surprised, and I really enjoy this to see this. I don't think you see too often women's wrestling go super technical like this has. We're going submissions, rolling it into transitions, and rolling it into pins and everything.
Yeah, and what I find with it, Nick, is there the good women's wrestling like this match right now. There's a pace. I find some of the other women's matches in other places, they're not bad, but they tend to be a little bit slower. Big knee.
Yeah. Oh. G-trigger. 1, 2. 2 count.
Roswell on the C-dub. I think somebody said Smallville. I've seen every single episode of Smallville. I'm not going to lie.
Fair enough. That's another one. You got me on that. Inside cradle. 2 count.
Yeah, the pace in which these women are working right now is real fucking solid. Pop rocks! No way!
Whoa!
Oh, Julia rolls out. The crowd cheers on their feet because Julia rolled out after Pop Rocks. And that's how you save a finisher, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, respectfully, you could very much see Roxanne helping and assisting and helping her get out the ring. But it's very much makes sense of you do that and she hits the one,
Yeah.
NXT. Oh.
Wow.
Northern Lights bomb onto just the mat outside here. That's the thing, like you were saying, the pacing and the work rate of this match. Like everybody that wants to say, "Oh, I like work rate wrestling." I mean, goddamn, with this match, there has not been a moment that hasn't been going here.
Yeah, Pop Rocks, Anthony.
Yeah, Pop Rocks. Oh yes, MDB reminding us that it's the snowplow that Julia actually hits.
Right. I love the fact that I haven't seen this many people pop for a lady rolling out of the ring. Oh, she got her hands on the belt.
And she kisses it.
And the crowd smooches. Wait a minute, we got company.
Hey!
We got
That's got to be Steph. That's got to be Steph.
Gotta be Steph. DDT.
Double underhook DDT.
Yeah, it's Steph. Oh, Roxy rolls out, and it's going to be over, folks.
Oh, Pop Rocks. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. The fans are the shit.
I don't hate it. I like it. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Like I said this before we went live, or before the show started and everything.
Yeah.
Is if you're gonna introduce Steph and everything, you're
It's
gonna.
God, it's Cora. It's Cora. It's Cora.
Yo!
Jade is back.
Even Roxanne's like, what the fuck?
This is my city. That makes a formidable heel duo.
But are they a duo?
Yeah.
That's the question. Are they a duo?
I don't know.
It would be interesting. That's the CM Punk learning tree, Chris.
So Cora's back. Highly enhanced, by the way.
I like that. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody that's now is after the fact going to be like, there's no way that was Stephanie Vacour, you idiots. How could you ever think that? But I like that they sat there and we all thought it was that because that's the most that's the more recent person we've seen involved in this. I thought that's what they were doing. And for it to be Cora, now we're getting extra spicy in this women's division.
Right. That's the thing. Again, nice swerve because people are expecting Stephanie to show up. And again, when we slow it down and watch it back, we probably go, okay, I get it. But
right.
I mean, with a hoodie on and that, we couldn't really tell. And it turns out it's Cora. So Cora Jade back in the building. Again, Nick, we're talking about signings and new people, but Cora was due to come back. Nikita's due to come back. I mean, there's not a lack of talent.
Oh, not at all. 100%. Thy cup runneth over with this. 100% is up next. We didn't even talk about this. We're getting Zachary Wentz versus Wes Lee in a street fight.
No, we didn't talk about it at all. Yeah, this is gonna
be
fun.
We didn't.
It's a heated rivalry, ready to go.
Right. But we are in another commercial break, folks. So I will remind everybody, like, even we got the little slide right there underneath both of us that says that make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Spread the good gospel of wrestling. 100%. You're doing a disservice to your friends if you're not letting them know about the Wrestling for Life Network. Your favorite buddies that you need in your life, that you want in your life, your wrestling buddies that you can't get in your life, and 100% your alternative commentary for all the wrestling action out there. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated.
Right. Can't click on that one, 444, but we get it. They threw Cora Jade into the main event scene. Well, she was and she's had a history with Roxy inside and outside of the ring. So this has been building. And again, could they be a formidable kind of, not necessarily a duo, but two people that kind of get along? Yeah, we'll see.
They're always tied a little bit. They're slightly almost the Kevin Owens and, Sami Zayn of the NXT women's division. Like, still the core memory is seeing Roxanne Perez with her Cora Jade with her paper mache skateboard, take it to the back of Roxanne Perez and it shatter and fall apart before she even made contact. So 100%, these two women have been tied together 100%.
Right. I think that's supposed to say jobber with no knees. Yeah, we'll find out how her knees do. MDB, speaking of knee pads, we'll see.
Right.
Wesley for the win. Yeah, I can throw that one up in there now.
Yes, but folks, no, not at all. And again, we had 80-something people in the chat and everything like that with the poll that were taking Julia. We both felt pretty confident with that, but it still makes sense of right now. You just ushered in the new brand. You just ushered in the new TV deal and everything like that. Roxanne's going to be the one that helps get you across that bridge. And then once you get across that bridge, then she'll move up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they don't seem in a rush. Like, they want to keep this division. Now Julia's going to want a rematch against Roxanne. Now Julia's got beef with Cora. We don't know where Stephanie slides into this group, but we already know she's going straight to the main event. They made that clear.
Right.
And then again, you got your talent within the company that are working their way towards that as well. The women's division in NXT has been outstanding, booked outstanding, used at a different, like nobody uses their women's division more than NXT. So this is exciting for them.
100%. Anybody that says that they do is lying. Cora Jade could never be a Sammy. I actually like her. Oh, MDB. You're going to fight with either him or me. Pick your choice.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. I don't really ever see Cora being a Sammy. I don't really think she gives me the underdog vibes. More of that.
Well, no, I thought it was more of saying with, you know, him saying, I actually like her.
Yeah, no, that made me laugh. So I agree with that
part. Plenty of places to complain about politics. Just saying, Mark. Okie dokie. I don't know who said anything political, but you do your boo-boo.
Wentz for the win, even though Lee will win. Yeah, I think Lee's winning this one.
Yeah, I don't know how to call this one, honestly. I really don't. Like, it could go super either way. Like, do we get a Trey Miguel that pops up here? Could we potentially even see a Myron Reed that shows up or anything?
We don't know where.
That's the thing is, the Rascals have been so hard to predict with this crossover between TNA and NXT.
Yeah. No, that's the funnest part about all this is, again, we're so fixated on what we kind of thought we know, but then we get these swerves. We weren't really expecting we weren't expecting the Rascals to break up the way they did. Now we're getting into this, and they've done a good job since. Like the little video of Wesley booting shit out of Trey in the parking lot was great. So let's go. I mean, I'm happy with it.
Right. But Eco, what up? John C, KJ Nick, what do you think of dropping gold for silver? Silver is a step down. Why get rid of black and gold?
I love wrestling fans. Holy shit. It's a step down. It's only silver.
Why do black and bronze when you can do black and silver?
Listen, they were black and gold, then they were a fucking rainbow, then they were like half a rainbow. Listen, my preference, like as a visuals guy, black and silver is much better. It's sharper, it's clean, it's got that chrome vibe. As Fraxi, I'm playing 2K.
And also, though, no one else is doing anything like that. How many times have we sat there and honestly been here and you know, Collision and everything looks the same visually to an extent as, you know, NXT and all of that, because it's the same kind of color swatches and everything like that. Like there's a lot of other shows, and especially wrestling shows, that do like the black and orange, the kind of goldy orange and all that. Yeah. So they separate themselves 100% of, we're going to do it this way. We're going to be, ain't nobody don't pass me. I'm just so fresh, so clean.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, when Dynamite kind of switched their logo as of recent, and it was just kind of like, like, I don't mind it. I like the logo a lot, actually, but we got Punk and Ava. But they kind of went with a blend of colors, just blues and purples and orange. Like, pick a theme.
Yeah, pick two. You get two.
My life difficult.
Yo! Hey, now he's got the star on the side and everything. Again, every time I now look at Lexus King, all I can think of is, you got a hook in two, bro. Look at you go.
Punk says, I had a lot of respect for your father.
I'm waiting for him now because Lexus is pouring his heart out and Punk's just okay. And I'm waiting for him to just end it with, but I don't have a lot of respect for you, and just walk off.
Lexus is saying, I want to be a better man. I want to do it better. I lost last week, Punk goes, I saw that.
Yeah, shave them fucking sideburns.
Modernly.
Right. What did I tell you about those sideburns?
If Danny Garcia shows up, I will shit a cat. I'll be honest. Live. Cat. Meow. It won't.
Can I adopt it?
You want to adopt it? Hikaleo's a high possibility. I just don't know how we fit him in. What we do with him.
Main event.
Again, that's them.
Main event. He's the heavy. He's the Kevin. He's the Diesel to Ethan Page.
Woo!
That's the if you're gonna give me these pieces and I got to make a puzzle out of it, that's the only way to me it would make sense. If we were gonna do this tonight, that's to me where you make that and you do that and you make it make sense.
Right.
As we're getting a replay of everything between Wentz and Wesley here. I mean, it makes sense that they use these two guys, especially because they already have the tie into NXT with MSK.
Yeah, absolutely. I like this. What are they doing to Pillman? Well, they're making him a face. They're making him a douchebag. That's a nice sequence right there, folks. Good job.
Right. I like Anthony's comment. Pillman's face scares me, not gonna lie.
I said it's the first man to ever do AI facial hair.
I literally now, because I did it the one time, I cannot think it whenever I see him normally I scratch my head by like this, but this got me doing this shit.
Right.
I just want to know how you did it. You had a symmetrical. Can you get it? You got it hooking too, bro. Look at you go.
We are getting the hype package for the upcoming street fight. Get your votes in. Right now, only 68%. So, I mean, Zach's got some fans in the chat.
Well, and John's still bringing up, click on it. Could we still get Motor City tonight? Like, with the tie into the Rascals would be my only connection. Like, if it's not here, it ain't going to happen tonight.
I don't think so. Unless they did kind of like what they did with Stephanie, where they were coming. But I think I don't think A-Town Down's going to win the NXT Tag Champs. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to. That is the spot where we get MCMG.
As Wesley's coming out with the shopping cart of,
Wesley
the trash bin, the kendo sticks, a putter, a baseball bat. Now I'm waiting for the tweets and everything online of saying so and so of Wesley stole this from so and so and so and so. I'm just bitching about that shit. Did you see, as we go right to commercial, did you see so many people that complained online about the ring fucking fall apart spot and everything like that? That just, oh my God, WWE again going back to the same thing. It's like the fourth or fifth time that they've done that in 20 years. And it's a cool spot, God damn it.
Whole fucking spot. And one of the biggest complaints I heard from people was, I wish they'd find a different way to do it. How? You tell me.
What? It's all gone. It's
what do you
all gone. What would you like me to do?
What do you want to do? A Spanish fly? Like, what the fuck? Do you want these two giant humans to do?
The only thing that I could see that I still is still halfway risky, but would still be super and crazy to see, is remember when Bam Bam and Taz wrestled, and Taz had him up in the Kata Hajime and everything, and they do the backdrop and go actually through the canvas. That would be the only other thing. But then again, that's super risky because Bam Bam I think he messed up his leg with that. I know Bulldog, because they had the trap door in WCW, screwed up his back. So playing with the canvas in wrestling gets funky.
It's sketchy. But man, I saw a lot of people pop. We knew the spot was going to happen. We got it. It was fun. They found a creative way to put a cap on it. But I mean, I saw there was one guy I saw, and then we've seen him before, but this nasally, whiny, fucking Pierce. He wears muscle shirts, but he's 115 pounds. It's weird. But just they're doing it again. I can't believe they're doing it. Like, what the fuck? Enjoy it. That was fucking fun.
Yeah. It's like someone that's just watching fireworks and just is pissed off. Like, why are you fucking just miserable to be miserable with that?
I can't believe the colors they picked, and I can't believe it's going boom, boom, boom. Like, the fuck? What do you want to happen?
The ring exploded. Trust me, I sat there and shout out Geekbox. He hasn't popped up in the chat and everything, but shout out the homie Geekbox and shout out to anybody else that uses in clips and everything like that. But I sat there and even rewatched us reacting to that point in the match, rewatched that match, and rewatched our reaction to Seth showing up and everything like that. And it's so funny because the missus saw it and everything like that. She's like, your face lit up like a kid on Christmas, seeing the ring pop and everything like that.
When I saw it back, I laughed because a lot of times when we're in those moments, I have no idea what's going on until we're done. And then I saw it back.
It was so funny because we talked. We had whole separate conversations at the same time.
Yeah, I died. At one point, I threw out, "This is wrestling." I was like so jazzed.
I was calling it the sweat spot and all that. It was pure bliss. And that's the thing is, you see these two gigantic titans go at it, and they can do a superplex, and the ring explodes and everything. So you do it once every like 5 years. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot. It's like the cage spot when someone gets thrown through the cage. Happens once in a blue moon. Like if you do it all the time, it's fucking stupid. I get it. But like to see a person or people that could barely lift up and powerbomb a teddy bear saying like, why can't they do something other than a superplex? What would they do?
But how many times do we see like a power bomb or something through a ladder bridge in like a multi-person ladder match?
But again, like in my head, I mean, you could do a suplex, but they also got to be mindful that this ring is about to buckle. We need to get as flat as possible for whatever, because there's a lot of potential dangers to the surface you're landing on, buckling under you and recoiling. So they do a superplex because they can flatten out. Sorry, folks.
100%. I mean, and Christ, if you're going to believe that the guys are going to be big enough that they could sit there and break the ring, they're not hitting a Spanish fly. They're not doing, a Hurricane Rana or anything to break the ring.
It's 1,000 pounds of dude.
So it is 2 Chainz. Sorry, it is 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne. Millions from now. It's the new official theme. So to hell with you, Death Rebel. May you rest in peace. As now we're going back to actual mainstream artists and everything for themes. Is I've got Jada and Lola backstage.
That's why, Elijah, we are the counter voice to the IWC. They can all piss and moan all they want. You want to come and enjoy wrestling? Yes. We will criticize the shit that we don't like, but man, we will make it very clear when things are good.
Right.
I hate fireworks. Go figure.
Well, I like Jeff of God. Imagine social media in the 90s. I assume KJ Nick. Thank God we didn't have it. No, but that's how we know how to actually handle that shit, because we got used to, if you said something stupid, you had to deal with saying something stupid.
Yeah. You just showed up at someone's house. Excuse me, you got a problem?
Allow me. Knock. You were ding dong and hello, and you weren't Bailey.
Right. I hate fireworks. I hate wheels. KJ Mock and other creators is my favorite part of the stream.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't.
The whininess of certain people just grinds my gears. Like, we bitch and complain all the time about shit we don't like, but why are you whining? Like, do you want a tissue? Do you need a hug? What the fuck?
But it's just back up your reasoning behind it. That's the thing, is none of them can really back up anything. Is shout out he who shall not be named guy in the front corner there. Known for doing the superflex when a certain dun shows up.
Why do people hate fireworks? I don't know. Nick has them go off 3 times a week at his place. So
in the ghetto. If it's not that, it's car exhaust and everything. Like at this point, fuck me.
KJ and Big Nick, I learned with Smallville. Some viewers are gonna whine. Smallville taught you that.
Oh! This is about to be really pain. Oh, shopping cart into Wesley, into the steps, and
Zach, again, not thrilled about beating up his buddy. That's one way to go.
I'm not thrilled about you beating you up, so I'm gonna run a shopping cart into your head against a set of metal stairs. I'm so conflicted.
Shannon for tables.
Let us know in the chat and on the poll. I assume we might have a poll. 100% who you taking for this match is.
It was.
Plywood.
66% for Wes.
Oh,
that
I
hook.
came in like a wrecking ball. Is it interesting, especially when with all the shows that we watch, to where normally like doors supplement tables and everything, that now we're getting plywood supplementing tables?
Noob answering why people might not like fireworks. Well, sorry, Fuji.
It's your choice to own a dog.
Yeah, I don't know if you're watching the same show we are, but but yeah, I know. We'll come back to that later.
316, at least you're watching us. You might not be watching NXT, but at least you're watching us.
Right. The Kenny Omega upgrade returning at the end of Raw was sick.
Spaz trying to take a shot at Kenny by saying that. Yeah, little on the nose, my guy.
Oh, yeah, true. Not anything, but most things.
Well, you can come back from accusations.
That's true. Oh, super kick! Kendo stick goes flying.
Right.
Oh, shit. That was rude.
Yeah, but Wesley like turned into the chair shot. Like he literally, you saw him physically turn. All right, hit me in the back.
Zach just letting go. He doesn't. Fuck it, I'll get another one. Then the crowd is buzzing.
Right. Oh,
now we're getting a little intense. Like, all right, Boston, let's move on. Jesus Christ. Who hated on that? The last Monster Standing match are just miserable people. Yeah, again, if you can't find the fun in the fun stuff, like I don't get it. To me, it's uniquely wrestling. Like if you sat down and watched a highlight of a football game and there's a really good play, you don't go, that play sucked just because it wasn't your team. You acknowledge, like, oh, what a catch that was. Like, there's just wrestling fans out there that will not like the wrestling.
Hate watching is a thing, and I'm sorry. I can't. I don't have enough time in my day and enough give a fuck in my body to hate watch things. If I don't have time to waste with shit like that. So, yeah.
You said it best, Nick. If you're gonna complain, have an alternate. Like, tell us what you would do, and that's 90% of what we do here. Is we might tell you what sucks, but we'll tell you why it sucks and what we would do differently.
Right. Well, I'll even preface it of saying, I'll say or will say why we don't like something, why we think something is wrong, isn't the right way to go and everything. But we'll then proceed to present an alternative or an explanation as to why I thought that way instead of, hey, I don't like it. Why? Because the wrong 3 letters are in front of it. I don't give a shit with that. Like, that's the thing is you even mentioned about if you watch a cool highlight, it doesn't matter if it's from a team that you root for or not. It's a cool goddamn highlight. Trust me, there's plenty of times I'm watching, games and everything like that across any sport of teams I could give a rat's ass about, but I still want to watch the game.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's a weird thing of like, are you sure you like wrestling? Are you sure? Are you sure? And again, why are you whining? Like, why are you whining? I don't get it. But
what was it Lisa said earlier, like way earlier in the start of the chat and everything like that, how that there's boys and there's men. We've gone from boys to men. What?
Yeah, we might not be wearing like little skimpy muscle shirts, but we get there. Do the muscle man. I recommend getting some of those muscles first, little guy. Explain to me who 2 Chainz is. That popped me, by the way.
Oh my god. Oh, all right. And we're back.
Not everyone on the planet don't like Triple H and Shawn Michaels booking. Just like y'all have an opinion, so do we. I think that was said in backwards.
Right, 100%. But that's again, this is still why we have that whole discussion. Why we also engage as much as we do with y'all in the chat and everything. Christ,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be on the channel if it wasn't for engaging with the chat like we do and everything.
If you were going to fight with me in the chat, you might as well come on and do it to my fight.
Right, but it's one of those of we will very much will have the back and forth, the discourse. Trust me, even between you and I, there's been how many times to where, mom and dad stop fighting because we have difference of opinions. You might like something, I might dislike something, what have you. Yeah. We'd rather be the free form that place so that you can actually express your wrestling opinions versus just meh. But that's the thing, is if you're gonna just meh, you're gonna get called out on it. You're gonna get checked on it and have to explain. We require you show your work.
Yeah, and I don't get what we specifically said. I mean, we were specifically talking about one spot, but regardless, you're right. I mean, again, come to the table. Don't come to a battle of wits unarmed, people. You're going to get shot down.
Right.
Through the plywood. As we are at a commercial break, folks, we got so much coming your way. Don't forget, we have the AEW Dynamite 5-year anniversary tomorrow. Will Ospreay Ricochet, highly anticipated match tomorrow. Can't wait for that. They've added a couple more matches, including Serena D, Britt Baker, and of course, Bryan Danielson. I don't know if we can quickly talk about this. Is going to take on Okada, and only the Continental title is available for the first 20 minutes, and even MJF doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that's 100% of is a cheap ploy. I thought I even had to reread it because I thought it was like after the first 20 minutes that both titles were on the line or something like that. But no, it's only one title's on the line for the first 20 minutes. Like it's such a convoluted ass fucking stipulation.
God, we're back, and I think we just missed the God of Coast to Coast coming back.
Right. Sugar Honey Iced Tea.
Two. Yeah, so after the 20 minutes, are both titles on the line?
No. So, the way I read it, and that's how I first read it.
It's an hour
how I read it the second time around, because again, and this is a problem when even your own talent, your top talent, is pointing out this is a convoluted as shit and stipulation of how I've read this over multiple times and still can't figure this out. So to my understanding, is the Continental title is on the line within the first 20 minutes.
Yes.
And then it becomes the world title match. I don't know if the world title is also on the line in those first 20 or not, but it's still very weird. I agreed. I thought it was like you to where it would have ended up where we were clearly establishing this is going to go 20 minutes. But yeah.
If two wrestling nerds like us are having troubles, they need to rethink what. Oh my God.
Oh, that looked painful as shit. As Wesley out of like a tilt-a-whirl and just face plants into a chair.
Sorry. Anyway, back to the show.
Right.
Good.
Well, I'll click for it's just pro wrestling talk, fellas. Yeah,
that's it. It's fun, guys. It's fun. It's life. Enjoy it. Actually, it's not really life. I think we're going back to the fun part.
Fair enough. But I will also remind everybody, Bradley mentioning it to everybody, we do also still have the fantasy hockey draft coming up and everything like that. So if you do want to be involved, this is your last ditch effort, your last call to arms here. If you want to be involved in the fantasy hockey league, reach out to myself or KJ and we'll send you the
link. As Wes Lee is in the garbage pail getting beating.
The double stomp onto the cage or onto the trash bin too as well. So much for TV 14. Their audio is still muting. I haven't noticed just because half the time
mine didn't mute. Why? What would we? What?
Oh, Swanton!
Is Booker cursing?
I don't know, but I've got a Swanton onto a trash bin and now a cover from Wentz on a Wesley.
How do you kick out within a barrel? How did he know?
Well, you can still hear the hand slapping the canvas.
No, but I mean, how did he know the shoulder's up?
Fair enough. Yeah, true. Dope dubs, I like this. That sounds like a match rule you make with your action figures as a kid. Ding! Guess who won the pony? 100%, because you're going to sit there and, if this match goes 20 minutes or longer, then it's only this.
Holy shit!
Yeah! Oh, he missed all of the table. He missed everything. Everything. Everything.
Is he alive? Is Dak okay?
Well, now I just heard the audio cut out and everything because I think they were chanting "Holy!" Because yeah. How do you miss everything?
We're Canadian. We're a little more okay with shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is you're the polite ones. You're the ones that got the stereotype of being polite and everything like that. And we've got the stereotype of being the a-holes, yet we censor for some reason. Two go.
We're a lot of lumberjacks and fucking truckers. We curse. We can't help it. Fishermen. What the fuck are you going to do?
A boot. You're going a boot.
He got a piece of the table, but the table said, not enough.
I didn't see him touch anywhere near close to the table.
I thought he clipped it.
No, Julia Hart took a full bump through that table compared to what Zachary Wentz did, because that motherfucker went all the way over it. As they knock each other out with a chain, as Mr. Noob, I guess, proving your point positive there of saying, I'm a trucker.
Yeah. Don't follow that up with I don't curse, because it would really hurt my heart. Good match, folks.
Wentz has got a steel chair.
I don't want to do this.
Why you make me hit you?
Oh, kick to the gut.
Right. I don't feel bad. Dick kick.
Right? Yeah. Puts him in the chair. As the son of a trucker, Mr. Noob, I can relate.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Wesley's wrapping a chain around his knees.
Not my favorite idea.
Yeah, that's called arthritis, sir.
And Wentz is
as the double meteora with the chain around the knees, straight through the chair there, and just planted that man. Well,
we all know the knees go this way. If there's a chain here, that's yeah. Ding, ding, ding. He done like dinner. Great match. Solid match. 2 for 2. We're 2 for 2 on the C-Dub.
There we go.
Rocco. Next commercial, Rocco, remind me. We'll try and figure this out together. Anybody got pen and paper at home?
And show me the diagram.
I feel like Zach fucking in Hangover.
I thought you were about to be like Charlie and Always Sunny of Pepe Sylvia. It's all Pepe Sylvia.
As we got the Miz about to make his presence felt on this one. Coming up next, folks, Miz TV.
Right.
Okay, so the first 20 minutes of the match, only the Continental title is on the line. What happens if the match goes longer than 20 minutes? So if Danielson wins in the first 20, he wins the Continental belt. But if Okada wins in the first 20, he does not win the world title. He just retains. But after 20, both belts are on the line, so we're going to get a double champ?
I don't know. That's the thing, is I don't know if the belt's if the world title's on the line from the start of this and everything. Like, if I'm Darby Allin, I'm just throwing everything at my TV screen. If that's what I saw, just scroll across that. I'm smashing my phone the second I see that and everything, because this man who wasn't able to compete is now having, back-to-back matches and everything. But
what happened to that? What happened to him being incapacitated?
Right. Well, and it's still why is the minor title only defended within the first 20 minutes?
Okay.
And I thought that this was like, I read it the first way too, like you did, to where it was, after like the 20-minute, like that title was only defended for the first 20 minutes, and then and then both were. And I was like, so that's a ploy. They're telling us that this match is going to go more than 20 minutes because it's Danielson and Okada.
Well, the exact wording says Continental title only at stake for the first 20. So if Danielson wins in the first 20, he wins the Continental title. But if he wins if he wins after, so it's a stupid way to do a title versus title match. So know what they just told us? Danielson's going to win in about 25 minutes. This way Okada keeps his belt. That's fucking dumb.
But then you didn't need to put his belt on the line. Like, I'm sorry. I know we try and call it everything as is. How the fuck does this make any bit of sense on any bit of stipulation? Like, at this point, Tony Khan's ran out of stipulation, so now he's trying to make stipulations to sit there and add some excitement and some pizzazz to a match that you didn't need to anyways, because it's Danielson versus Okada. But you're going to sit there and just add this stipulation that even your own fucking talent's confused by. Like, what is going on in your head?
Yeah, MJF was like, wait a minute, even I know that's stupid.
And that's not him being like, I honestly genuinely think that that's not him being a heel, because that's the thing is I have not heard anyone been able to actually rationalize this. Anybody that I've heard talk about this has been like us of trying. It's you're the chick, like you said, you're Zach Galifianakis with equations just running past you of just how does this make any bit of fucking sense?
This is what happens when you book yourself into a corner. We want to give Okada and Danielson. By the way, it's not a big deal to me. I'm not like this is going to sell more tickets or make more people tune in. But now you're basically saying if Danielson wins after the 20-minute mark, then he does not win a title. But if he had won it faster, but Okada has a chance to win the world title the entire match. That's fucked up.
Well, and are you doing that as that the elite have turned this in his favor, so it's just everybody hates Danielson because he's already got the Whitepool Combat Club going after him, and then he's still gonna have now, I guess, Okada and the elite and everything. So just,
dude,
it's so just fucking necessary. What?
Nick, did you see it now? Like, there's like no, like the announcers are like 1958, 59, 20. 3. Oh, he just missed. He could have been a double belt. Okada keeps his title.
What are we doing?
Oh, the CW execs are in the building.
Shout out. I hope that guy behind them was an exec, but bro looked like stereotypical, prototypical wrestling fan.
Right. And the Miz is in the building. And he's getting booed.
Right.
Oh, my head hurts. TK is officially off my Christmas card list. I just don't get it. AEW is up against NXT. No, next week. Next week, noob. Next week.
Right.
Title Tuesday. So we're going to get a bunch of title matches. That won't make sense either.
So then save that fucking stupid ass words that I can't say because we're live. Stipulation for when you're going to have Title Tuesday. You're going to have to go head to head with NXT. You're going to have, title holder versus title holder instead of just it's 5 years. Like, we still haven't even talked about Britt Baker's returning too as well.
Her against Serena Deeb is going to be a very interesting match.
Oh, she's actually booked for a match that night?
Is it not Serena Deeb versus Britt Baker?
No, I hadn't seen it actually advertised. The most I had seen is about Britt returning.
Yeah.
Okay. No, fair enough.
No, I mean, it's going to be an interesting match because you got one of the most technical women in the world against Britt. This could be a very clunky match if not done right. Well, here comes Oba Femi.
Right. Is it possible that the Continental title has rules similar to a TV title? The only TV title rule that I remember is that it literally was only defended on TV. I didn't remember any sort of time limit or anything.
No, the Continental
and even title, then why are you having the TV title defended in the same match as the world title?
Yeah, here's an idea. You have all this abundance of roster. Stop having the champions fight each other. Don't have Ospreay fight for the tag belts. Don't have your trios, or 2/3 of your trios fight for the tag belts. Don't have the fucking IC champion fight the Continental champion and the Ring of Honor champion. Like,
right.
I need to cool off.
There you go. You go take a walkabout, sir. You go, let the blood pressure come down here and everything like that. As I've got Obafemi out here, just again, I still stand by this of this man. When he leaves NXT, is just going to have to hand that belt in because I don't know who's beating him for it. Business just picked up. Obafemi is here. Absolutely. Well, and now I'm going to see. I wonder how Miz is going to play this because obviously going into this situation as Tony's coming out right now, Oba's the heel. So is Miz going to kind of do the typical heel thing and side with him, skew the questions, what have you, towards him, skew the narrative, towards how great Oba is? Or is he just going to actually just run this independent between the two? No. I'm so torn with this match because if Tony doesn't win, the hometown kid, Tony D, is he from Chicago? Interesting. Yeah, Overberg, 100%. Is he from? Yeah, I didn't know he was from Chicago. So that's why he doesn't make sense to me. Why he hasn't reached out to the New York family here. But yeah, I'm really interested in this because to me, like I said, Oba stomps mud holes through people and walks it dry. But if Tony doesn't win, it really then becomes a question of, and then what? Like, what is really left for Tony to do if he can't win this, if he's had his world title shot? We got our own Italians in Chicago. Yes, I know. And y'all fucked up pizza and call it, you turned a calzone or a fucking casserole. That's the word I was trying to say and made it a pizza. I botched the joke because I've got Tony talking right now. But yeah, we still got them cakes. Willie, like the only way to get a title shot in AW is to already be a champion. That's actually not a bad shout at all. 100%. But the crowd popping here with Tony. But yeah, it's again, Tony's out here quoting Rocky 3 and everything. Like, is this his, Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago moment of he goes over Oba here? And, we really realize that, Oba is beatable. And that'll be, I think, a real testament as to how good Oba, like what they do with Oba. Because Oba's just a fucking force of nature, my God. The guy's such a blue chip upon blue chip with this, of such a natural. But if Tony loses, where do you go with him? Like, you can't put him into the NXT main title. Throw him back into the tag titles. You're going to have him float around the Heritage Cup again. Why? Italians make tavern-style pizza, too. That's the real Chicago style. Fair enough. It still don't hold a candle to New York pizza. 100%. I will challenge you every day and twice on Sunday when it comes to that, my guy. If we're going to go with especially pies, 100% New York got that. Oba just cut a hell of a promo. As literally the whole crowd right after he cuts that promo stops, claps, and even Miz sits there and turns and just, well, Tony, what do you have to say? If Tony loses, he's going to the main roster, but what are you going to do with him on the main roster? You didn't put anything on him when it came to NXT, so what are you going to do with him on the main roster? He's out there with Giovanni Vinci. He's the Tony D'Angelo, or he's the Tony Soprano to his Christ. Oh, why am I blanking on the goddamn guy from Sopranos that they brought over? Furio. Is that what we're going to do with this? If you're going to have the real Italian with the Italian American? I don't know what you do with Tony on the main roster. Well, I do like Tony, but I don't know. They can fight for you. This is actually really, really good from Oba, and it's again, I know MDB sat there and said that this is his hometown and everything with Tony, but Oba's controlling the crowd better than Tony with this. He's getting the bigger reactions with this. Like, I love me some Tony Dia. Trust me, I'm not trying to go against my paisan, but this is Oba Femi is such a fucking stud. He's out there, and I know somebody's gonna sit there and say I'm blazing the guy and everything like that, but he's just such a blue chip. He is the next. They stumbled upon their next version of Braun Breaker, of a guy that instantly they could sit there and turn around and build up through NXT, and you're almost wondering now. You're looking forward as to what he does on the main roster before he's even through NXT here. Oba is such a great champion. I hope Tony doesn't beat him. Torso saying NXT is back. Yeah, well, I don't think I ever laughed, but it's definitely stepped up a whole new gear here with this. When was the last time y'all heard an AW crowd this loud? I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Way to change topics after I whooped you with them pizzas conversations. I joke. Oba is over like Rover. Yes, yes, yes. Kyle, Big Nick, could you see Josh Alexander possibly showing up tonight during the main event? That's really not a bad shout. That's a super slept on thought, because it's been a while. We've really all kind of thought Josh Alexander could show up. You know, we reunite the North and everything. So it wouldn't be a bad shout. It feels like they were going to almost do that more when they were really focusing on the TNA NXT crossover, which tonight doesn't seem like it is, but that would be a really fun way to do that, and a really cool way if Ethan Page retains. I kind of like that. I forgot all about that, but I dig that. I am inevitable. Oba Thanos. Yeah. As we're getting a replay right now of Cora Jade revealing, it was me, Austin. It was me, Roxanne, all along. As again, so with Roxanne's face, anybody can let me know how they feel, what have you. If those two are an alliance, or if that was just, well, now I'm getting Cora Jade backstage. Hey, so Cora's instantly going right at it of saying everybody was so hypnotized about, Julia showing up and Stephanie, they forgot about Cora Jade. Hey, so that's literally what I was about to ask, and I know KJ kind of went there with it, but it seems very much like they're very much becoming, the two-woman power trip out here a little bit with this. I think that's going to be very interesting. I wasn't sure if they were going to go that way with it, but I don't dislike that. I don't dislike that. I like that a lot, actually. As I got Miss Parker coming out here, and
Miss Parker,
right? How you doing, Miss Parker?
Hello, Lava.
Yeah, we have the one who has a song about being from the block, and the one who is from the block. I do like the GTA, kind of entrance and everything with Jade Parker. But how did you see, sir, to where we just got backstage of Roxanne and Cora really kind of more teasing that they might actually be together, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, I think a little bit of like camaraderie amongst heels, camaraderie amongst baby faces. So I don't know, like, again, they're not dialed in, but it's like this mutual understanding of like, yeah, we're not really friends, but we don't like these other women either.
Right. As we're in another commercial break right now here. MDB been waiting for this match all week.
You would be.
Right.
All right, folks. Get your predictions in on this one. After the commercial, we'll find out who will be representing Fatal Influence.
Right. Scott, my guy, saying the Miz, got demoted. No. Did you catch any of the Miz TV?
Yes. Oba's a star.
Oh, what? Yeah, I felt like I was like, it was so like he did so well with it. I felt like I was going over the top with singing his praises. But yeah, that man 100% controlled that whole situation. He is the next Braun Breaker-ish.
Yeah. I mean, the sky's the limit. He might have to give that belt back. Like, here, I don't need this.
And so I'll ask you this question before I take a pause for the cause here real quick. But if Tony, like, does Tony need to beat Oba? Because what do you do with Tony if he doesn't beat Oba? And do you take the belt off of Oba?
I can't. Oh, there you go. I honestly can't see Oba losing unless there's some type of surprise with the loss, like somebody causes the upset. That's the only way Oba loses. Like if Tony D hits him with a car in the parking lot pre-match and then drags him to the ring and pins him, how do you beat Oba Femi? And again, the crowd's responding to him. He's getting reaction. I think somebody in the chat mentioned the idea of like maybe Tony's on his way up. Could we get like the Italian family up in the main roster? Do we have potentially, does Giovanni Vici need a helper or a friend? Again, it's a really tough one to call, which I think what we saw in the women's title match to start the show is we really don't know. They're doing a good job keeping us guessing. I don't see Oba losing unless there's something major that happens. Cora and Roxanne versus, yeah, I mean, potentially that could be a thing. Jada is the future. Jada's got a bright future. She needs a better finisher, but other than that, it's a bright future. Oba has only been wrestling for 2 years, bro, and I'm highly impressed. Oh, super impressed. And I think what I like about Oba is when we first saw him, yeah, I mean, physically the stature stands out. The look of Oba stands out. But that swag and a bit of an attitude. Now he's coming out bouncing on his toes, and he's got the crowd doing the boom, and he's going with it, and it works. It's solid. Again, if this guy can find that charisma, which he seems to be finding very fast, the sky is the limit for Oba Femi. We've talked a lot lately about Bobby Lashley, but I think if they're smart, you got a guy that might have a little more jam on the way. You're okay. The best part about tonight, Mox, is no. I prefer Javon beating Oba. Javon beating Oba is a hard sell for me, though, Richard, because, yeah, I mean, again, it would have to be like we saw it with Wes Lee. What are the odds of a guy that looks like Oba and has the ability of Oba to lose to somebody like Wes Lee or Javon? It'd be a huge upset. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen. You got to do it well. But Oba legitimately could be the guy that just gives the belt back. They're like, can I go get the other one? But here we go. In Fatal Influence in the house. Tony has to turn once he loses to Oba. Yeah, Tony's been interesting. He's been a heel. He's been a babyface. He's been back. He's been forth. He's had title shots. He was the one that retired Ciampa as far as NXT goes. I just don't know where you go with them. And my fear with Tony always was, and I can ask the chat for your opinion, does his gimmick have a ceiling? Is that part of the problem? Like, because sometimes it doesn't come on. Like, I just don't know if it works. I think he's got to be a little more serious and a little less acting Italian. Even though he is Italian, sometimes it feels like he's just acting it. Hikaleo to, that would be interesting. Bonkers. I like the take. Good to see you, Bonkers, by the way. Just Joe, good to see you. When was the last time Out the Mud was on TV? It's been a while. And again, it's like the Jada came into the mix, bumped out Reggie, and then became the star of the group. Maybe OTM needs a new name and a little more time to figure their shit out. And Jada is just the standalone in the group, and she's allowed to do what she's doing now. She's got a look, she's got a vibe, she's got an attitude. It works. Big fan, but we're off and running. And right now, I got 76% of the chat taking Lola and Parker. Dun, dun, dun. Javon is the guy, maybe. Obafemi was low-key the vision of Apollo Crews, but they just did a lot better and convincingly with Oba. It's not that, though, MDB. I think it's the athlete that made the difference. I think they did the same thing with Apollo Crews, but Apollo Crews, kind of like Bobby, struggled to connect with the fans. He's such a nice guy. It just didn't resonate well. And they gave him, vignettes and interviews. Apollo just never really got there for people. He's almost too squeaky clean. Oba's got an attitude, a little more charisma than the other guys. Who had a better chance of actually beating Oba, Wesley or Tony D? Tony maybe had a better chance. At least he physically is closer. But it doesn't matter. Oba's a beast. Everyone help Nick and KJ out, please. Like, sub. Oh, thank you, Trekopedia. Hardest working guys in all YouTube. I appreciate that. Help us out, folks. We're getting so close to 6K. And again, with the only difference between us and some of the channels out there is time. They've been doing it longer than we have, but we're nipping at everybody's heels. We're putting up huge numbers in these chats nightly, and we appreciate all the love. Be a friend, tell a friend. Anywhere you talk wrestling, share our link. Let people know what's up, and we appreciate it. We are the Wrestling Utopia. We are the wrestling friends you can't find in your real life, and we are the difference on YouTube. As Jada Parker and Lola are rolling, Lashley legit shooter could beat Roman. Yeah. I mean, again, we talk a lot about it. I mean, guys like Lashley, guys like Brock, there's a lot of guys out there with legitimate skills. I mean, it'd be interesting how many guys that Chad Gable could pin down and tap out legitimately shoot, right? So, I mean, that's a tale as old as wrestling, Caleb. Jasmine Nix doesn't seem comfortable in front of the camera yet. Younger, newer. Maybe that's why a group works well for her. She seems to be finding her own way. As Fallon trying to battle out of the corner. Yeah, that figure. I'm with you, bro. Hikuleo to beat Oba. Yeah, I like that take. That's not bad. What's up? Oba will be on the main roster by Mania. I think sooner than later. How do you hold this guy back? I mean, if you were getting Oba Braun Breaker, Oba Bronson, Oba whoever, it's conceivable. It's believable. Oh, Jada docks Lola with a super kick. Jada and Lola working pretty well together, even though Jada thinks she tried to kick her. This is falling apart quickly. There's literally nothing left for Tony in NXT. He didn't need the NXT title or any other title to get himself over because of become a star. I kind of agree with that, right? Like he's done well, and he's actually worked real well in a lot of ways. So I could see him potentially being a guy that transitions. We'll see. Out the Mud gimmick has a short shelf life. It does, and it didn't feel good. Out the Mud to me wasn't a good name, especially to me. Out the Mud, I think backwoods in. I think dirt roads. I don't think of the gimmick they were presenting. I don't think GTA. I don't think the streets. Out the Mud doesn't quite fit for me, and they never really found themselves. Two big guys, a lot of potential. We'll see what happens. Oba makes Royal Rumble appearance and then gets called up after. Possible. I could see that. Why not? NXT is smaller than OVW. Let that sink in your head. In what way is NXT smaller than OVW? As I'm going to close this poll up. Just about 70% are taking Lola and Parker, even though I think they're in trouble. Yeah, what do you mean, Michael? I'm curious. You're not wrong about that. KJ Apollo has always been missing the edge. He does. He's just sometimes being like, again, I think it was Triple H that said it. It might have been Michaels, but you know, we've seen not the best of wrestlers get over with charisma. But if you just because you're a good wrestler doesn't mean you're going to get over. You need that X factor. You need something to grab the audience. And I like Apollo. I don't dislike the guy. He's a good athlete, but you got to be more than I can do a standing moonsault. Like you have to find a way to pull people. It's a little bit like Ricochet. When you put a mic in front of them, can they get you excited? Can they make you get off? Can they pause? Can they get a response out of you? Main roster, the family versus American Made. I'll take it. I'll take it. Tony D is a sturdy SOB. Oba is a tank. Yeah, I mean, again, I think Tony's a little deceptively big. He's almost like prison big. You know what I mean? Like a big upper body, big chest, big arms, but not chiseled, not jacked. Doesn't look like he got his body from a gym. Oba looks like he never left the fucking gym. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. He would be called up by himself. His gimmick works because he has a family around him. Without them, he screams. Yeah, that's my question to the fan base, right? Like, does the gimmick kind of hold him back a little? Like, he can still be Italian. I mean, that's not my issue, but the selling the gangster, the mobster thing only works with the family. So maybe he does team up with a Vici or something like that, and it ties in. Maybe they bring him up because they're hoping to go to Italy next year. I don't know, but it would be very curious. I just think there has to be a little more, like those backstage those restaurant segments or putting people in your trunk comes off a little campy. That will only go so far. I can see Vice and Parker actually being a tag team. I agree with that. After seeing this, I mean, it could work. I don't know what that is. Break number 7 already. Shit. Glad the over is going to win this one. It's getting close. Time is up flying. What's up, Rustin Proud? How are you? How are you? How are you, sir? Oba versus Gunther has potential to be Rock versus Austin type levels. Again, I mean, Oba with stature, I mean, I can see him taking on a lot of people and doing very well. I swear there has been 40. That's a lot. Please let there only be one commercial break during the Trick Ethan match. I hope so. I don't like when they go to that late commercial, like 10 minutes left in the show, main event's rolling, you go to a commercial. It hurts the momentum. If you can get that last commercial in, even on the entrances of the main event, I'm happier. Yeah, that's true. It doesn't feel as nearly as much as some of when they were on Fox. I'm not sure how Tony would work on the main roster without the family. Yeah, I got that. I agree. Same goes for and I agree with that about Chase U as well. TW needs money. I think that is a dumb name. I agree. By the way, Kalani Jordan on commentary. What Stoner say? Fatal Influence does not seem cohesive to me. A faction like this would be more believable with Chelsea Green, possibly. Yeah, that's an interesting take, lady. I do think that there's a bit of they're a little new, a little green. I mean, I think it's interesting, and I mean, I guess the argument is each lady can have their own style, but I see where you kind of have. Is there a lack of cohesion? Are they coming together? Do they feel like a group? Do they feel the way Toxic Attraction felt? TW got rid of most of the scripted shows, got a lot of reality shows and sports on their schedule. Common trend, guys. Double clothesline, both women down. Lola down, Fallon down. JC reaching for the tag. Parker reaching for the tag. Fatal Influence for the win. Oh, we got distraction. Jasmine Nix. And down goes Parker by Lola. So watch. Parker's about to clap Lola upside the head. Jada walks off and gets booed. I like this, though. I think Jada works wicked as a heel. And Fatal Influence is about to put out Lola. Oh, wait. Spins out. Lola fighting back. Nice kicks. It will be fun. We will be here live, Damien, watching 2 shows, same time. The Rolling Encore. I watch OVW on a weekly, a couple times a week, actually, and you can't say that. In my opinion, if OVW had a TV deal, yeah, maybe. No, well, and listen, I've watched plenty of OVW, and it's still small fries. Remember, they were having trouble even selling pay-per-views. But Fatal Influence takes out Lola Vice. Jada Parker walks out, and they pick up a win. Well, that's not going to happen, but I could see what you were hoping for. Bum, 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 bum. WWE needs a mid-card title for Raw and SmackDown. Again, I think all in time. Everything's been a slow process. Patience is a virtue. Don't. Oh. All right, so the next target of Fatal Influence is the North American champion. Speaking of a Fatal Influence.
Yeah, Fatal Influence here. And this is interesting. So now you're going to, which one of them is going to take on Kalani Jordan here?
Oh, she didn't come to Chicago alone. Who is it, Nick?
Oh, this is where you're going to get Jade and Bianca.
Yeah, it is. The storm is coming. The tag champs are in the house. Nice call, my guy.
Well, I was wondering because with seeing how Lola and Jada worked as a tag team and everything, I was wondering if maybe they get into it with the tag team champs, what have you. We set up something with them defending the belts down in NXT. So yeah, this is interesting. Big fucking pump kick.
Fatal Influence getting annihilated.
Yeah, this looks like seniors beating up freshmen with this.
Right? Bianca and Jade coming out. Yes, they are. Nick just pops up. Oh, I think Jade and Bianca are here. It's good for Kalani.
It puts the rub pause on Kalani. Yeah. And well, MDB's saying Destiny's Child. Could this be if Naomi's going solo? Is Kalani the new replacement?
Well, remember, Destiny Child started out 4. They found the old one they left behind. Silver and gold. So up next, we're going to hear from Javon Evans in the biggest match of his fucking life.
Yeah. Who would have thought he's the one taking on Randy Orton?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked. I am shocked. But, I mean, I think the kid's impressed, and it's a good opportunity. Plus, I think they were like, hey, Javon, you want to do a moonsault from the top so Randy can pop you?
Yeah, you want to be in the highlight reel of RKO packages for the rest of your life?
Yeah. But we're rolling, folks. We are getting closer and closer to this main event. The night rolls on. What do you think of Jada Parker going heel?
I mean, wasn't she kind of already?
Well, she had just kind of crossed over, like her and Lola became babyface, and they were fighting the heel. But now she walks in and Lola, she tells the fans off as she does it. Jada, to me, works better with that attitude. She will do better things.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think she's ever truly lost that attitude or anything like that because, I mean, she was the same one that was sitting out there all day in the parking lot with a baseball bat. So
yeah,
she really hasn't shifted too far in her character with this. Lola's been the one that was out there with the baby face, and you could have been cutting onions right underneath her nose, and she wouldn't have shed a tear.
You're not going to get more unless against each other, which could be the next thing coming.
And again, that's where you start to establish, again, you're adding layers. Speaking of onions, you're adding layers to this women's division.
Yeah. Javon recreating the Evan Bourne spot 100%. 101. I love it. I love it. Let's go, folks. Let's get back to triple digits. We only need 8. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, we've been tiptoeing with it all night. Let's see if we can keep this thing rolling. So we're in commercial break number 8. So I believe unless we don't get another commercial break, anyone like myself who took the over wins.
We're definitely getting another commercial break.
We got a half hour. We got a half hour.
If they give us the next 30 minutes commercial free, I'd be shocked, impressed, and happy. But I got my doubts. I think I literally said it will go 1/8. So come on, 9.
There you go. John C. I'm a Raiders fan. I love Silver. Yeah, well, the Raiders have been a little ass lately.
It's true, but they still look good.
Yeah.
I don't think the heel turn is just adding layers to the storytelling. Was a heel turn just adding? It's not like now she steps out, but she's literally putting herself in a position to get booed, right? Like, so they were cheering her when she started the match. They're booing her when she leaves the match. That's the change. So she didn't necessarily change a lot, except she tells the fans to fuck off as she walks out. So that's where it becomes an absolute change in how she started and how she finished. But to me, it's lining her attitude up with what feels more natural.
100%. Well, and it's still this was a tag team that was thrown together of how will they coexist. They literally just came together because they both hated Fatal Influence and everything. So it was never going to be a super cohesive team, what have you. And it does. I do at least like the idea of you get a Lola versus Jada out of this. She's like, well, they still whooped our ass, and I don't like them, so I still don't like you, and I definitely don't like you more now.
And I still don't love Lola as a baby face. It hasn't really.
I like her bad as a baby face. She's not good.
Orton should have challenged Oba. Yeah, see, that's different. You don't want Oba to take that out.
Oh yeah, no. I'm going against even my own paisan here. Of Oba walks away with this. I've said this for the longest time. Oba hands that belt in. Of just, I'm sorry, I broke it in your toy. He's just a fucking monster. Just for that, I'm hoping you go on 5 this week, mate. Fair enough. At this point, just bring it on. I'm already 0-4. I can't hurt anymore.
I lost
0-4, and then the Bills got their rocked by the Ravens, so I can't take it anymore.
QB. I'm cheering for the fucking team. Go Bills, go! And I got fucked.
Yeah, but I still like that you took my QB just to spite me. So now you know what it feels like to be a Bills fan. It's like when I took Austin Matthews in hockey. I knew what it felt like to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
In all the years, I've never had Austin Matthews on a fantasy team. I never got it. Never worked out.
Well, maybe you can do that tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Wild thoughts, but with the new pairing of Cora and Roxanne, could this change any possibility of AJ Lee returning at some point? I don't think it has an impact on AJ Lee at this point, at this juncture right now.
She runs them as a little faction.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be clever as shit. I thought if you could have had her being the special guest referee between her and Julia and everything, and that would have been just enough of a tie-in with Roxanne and everything, because now that you've got Cora and Roxanne potentially back together, I know we hate one learning tree, but this is another learning tree that might actually be on solid foundation, so that might prosper fruit. So maybe you get Mama learning tree in there,
right? Who better than golfer? Everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Ethan Page walking it out. Look at this.
But this is again how you make this feel huge. You make this feel big. This is, you've got CM Punk out here playing special guest referee. This is the main event of your debut episode on the CW. This is historic at this point.
Yeah, I got a bit of a two-part question about Ethan Page. One, how smart does he look right now? Two, how many people in his former company saw what is or have seen what has happened with him and thought that could be me? Especially if you think you're better than Ethan. You're like, wait a minute, that could be me.
Yeah, if only Conan didn't have a podcast, things might have been different. But yeah, no, if you're honestly, my biggest opinion outside of Ricky Starks, I think at this point is all but signed, sealed, delivered. You were just waiting for that to happen. Which could you imagine if that happens tonight? But
man, I'd die. I would die. Like I'm such.
I would fall the fuck out.
Like I'm such a fan of this guy. Like again, I just think he was like you could have done so much with this gentleman, and you pissed it away.
Well, to me, it's such a bold statement of it's Eric Andre of why would you say something so bold and yet so brave?
Yeah,
sit there of like, well, I wish I could book him. He's on your roster. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
it's like I wish I could eat the food in my fridge. Motherfucker, open the fridge. Go. Get it.
I wish I could have the leftovers I have. But Wardlow, that's my original point I was trying to get at is Wardlow to me seems like the next guy that makes all of the sense in the world that would jump.
Yeah, perhaps. I think the trend now is becoming like Adam Copeland went there. They're talking about Bobby Lashley. They're talking about Shelton Benjamin. Great guy, great talents, but they're getting old guys, and WWE scooping up young guys that haven't even hit a prime yet.
Hey, remember when that sounded very similar to another Time Warner company? Just saying.
What do you see?
Look in my like Mussolini on Dawson's Creek.
KJ completely understand. Yeah, Jader's she definitely got that tweener vibe. But again, to me, basing it on the crowd reaction and such, but I don't love tweeners. So the fact that because she's bounced back and forth like Lola, just pick a direction. Like, don't have her in between, have her dig into something.
Yeah, but
either dig into the baby, dig in the other way.
This is to me the difference of Lola as we go to another commercial break. Let's go. I'm betting on commercials now. But Lola has 100% gone pure baby face at one point. Yeah. Jada has never done that. Jada has been she's worked as the face versus being like to get the face reaction versus being a true baby face. We're split hairs a bit here, but yeah.
And it's to me, if the crowd's cheering you, you're a baby face, and that's what they were doing. They were happy.
I don't think to me, nothing here was a huge shift with Jada. I'll say that.
No, because it literally was like a week. Like she was a heel, and then she was baby face ish, stop being ish, just be the shit and push forward. I like her.
Well, that's the thing is we are the shit in a world full of ish. So 100%. That's why you need to hit that like, share, and subscribe.
And I mean, again, I think that's some companies have the problem of if you have a bunch of tweeners, if you have a bunch of people in the gray, the crowd goes quiet because they don't know who to cheer for. You gotta have definitive roles, and there's only exceptions to that rule.
Yeah, well, and you don't even know who to boo for, even too.
That's it, right?
You get just indifference, and that's the worst thing you would have. You need emotion one way or the other. If you boo me, like Christ, Roman Reigns was supposed to be the biggest babyface at one point. They booed the shit out of him, so you made him the biggest heel. That's the thing is, if I'm invoking emotion, I'm already winning. If I'm invoking indifference, I'm 10 feet under.
Yeah. Do you want to see a title change here? I don't anticipate one, to be honest.
I don't, honestly.
I like what Ethan's doing.
And yeah, has Trick done enough to where you feel like he's again needs to be the top guy in NXT? Like Trick's in this weird spot of I don't know if he can recapture being the top guy in NXT again.
I think Ethan is a bigger draw as the heel champion. They just showed him like throwing pitches out at baseball games and showing up at NASCAR, and I just think he feels like a bigger star. He feels more seasoned, and I think at this time in NXT history, having a seasoned vet kind of do it. I mean, part of me wonders: do they say shit? Send Trick up. We'll maybe we got him back in with Carmelo. And he can help him out because Carmelo's in the mix of a bunch of things right now.
Right. Well, and someone also mentioned, I think it might have been when you were on a pause for the cause, but could you see a Josh Alexander showing up tonight
I
or
hope.
anything like that?
I hope, man. I've been asking for it. Bring back the Canadians. Let's go. The North. Let's do it strong.
Well, and it'd be interesting. Well, I feel like we talked about that more when they were much more prevalent on the NXT TNA crossover, which tonight didn't seem like they were focusing on that at all.
No.
But that'd be a nice little neat way to bookend everything.
Yeah.
Because I do personally think Ethan retains. I think he's been the stronger personality and the stronger character as champion and everything. And most often than not, it works better when you have a heel champion and the baby faces have to chase than you have a baby face champion that the heels are trying to take down.
100%. And I mean, again, I think that I mean, going back to the NXT thing, I think there's a very, like, tonight is an NXT night. This is to celebrate NXT. This is a rebranding of NXT. So there hasn't been a lot of, TNA sprinkled in. I know we got the Rascals blow off match, but again, tonight very much seems a celebration of NXT. Again, that doesn't mean somebody can't show up in this event, but we'll see.
Right. As we get an advertisement for Bad Blood, and the whole promo was featuring the Hell in a Cell.
Facts.
Oh,
this
vignette.
Oh, I know who this is. Let's go. More
is this Delta
division, yeah. They show Delta.
That's so okay. This is where this gets really interesting.
That's that, yeah. Just when we talked about the abundance of riches, we're talking Jada, we're talking Lola. We just saw Fatal Influence. Julia's here. Cora's back. Now Delta's being teased, bro.
Well, and so I will say this, and I will get in front of this. That's insane that they just mentioned Delta, by the way, and just did it that way. But for everybody that's out there of like, well, they bring people in and you're just, well, why can't I Google that? And just that whole fucking narrative just needs to just go off of a cliff when it comes to wrestling at this point. I need to be Patrick Starr. Why don't we just push it over there? Because they did this of you teased it a little bit. So guess what? You did enough that you guessed that if you don't know, now you're going to Google it. Now you're going to question. Now you're going to do enough. That's the thing, is you can tease versus debut. That's the difference.
Yeah. And again, like we saw even with Stephanie, Stephanie didn't just show up. They just teased her. We haven't seen her tonight. So now you got fans waiting for that moment. Delta's another one. And look, like people are, is that Delta? Who was that woman? Like, again, like you said, you're piquing curiosity. You're eliciting emotional response from your fan base. Bowie.
The Wyatt Six and everything with Wyndham very much set the tone and laid the blueprint of how you can do stuff to tease intrigue on somebody. Well, I thought you were about to do the Bobby Roode glorious. No, I will give.
I wish. I will not die a happy man until I get one more glorious fucking entrance.
Could you imagine? At any moment it could happen, honestly.
Right? I want it.
But the Wyndham stuff very much laid the blueprint of how you can tease somebody with just a little bit of social media, a little bit of an intrigue and everything, versus you debut them and then just expect everybody knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was just going to acknowledge Curtis. I won't be surprised if Drew McIntyre runs interference, gives Ethan the win. It would be hilarious if Drew came in, Claymore Punk, and did the 3 count for Ethan. 1, 2, 3.
A bit ridiculous, but I can see it.
I don't know, but I mean, maybe. They've been doing a good job of keeping them apart, though, right?
I said this last night on Monday Night Raw. To me, they don't have any physical contact until Saturday because you said everything has this tone, feels special, of it's the first time they lock up. Every time you do a bump before Saturday is a bump you can't do on Saturday.
See, Money, I think you just aged yourself, bro. Delta Burke, hilarious. Yeet that trick.
Over my head.
I just find the best thing about him is his theme. You know what, though? I was going to say this when I put my hands up and you made the joke about Glorious. I like Ethan Page's entrance music. I like his entrance. Kill him with a smile. I think it's wicked.
Yeah, ego.
Yeah, it works.
It stands out amongst the generics.
Tony Khan saying, "Oh, just Google it. It is being lazy. You have Ring of Honor and their footage. You can't keep your pants on, Tony." Yeah, it's different than debuting somebody that nobody knows and teasing somebody that nobody knows.
Yes, that's the difference. Is a tease versus a debut. And again, a video package is not a story, Tony. Just so you know that too, a video package is not a story.
Oh, I could see
we are underway.
Yeah, let's go. I'm in for all the chaos, Willie. Whatever chaos this can bring, I'm in for it.
100. Yeah, this is an historic moment right now. This is the main event of the first episode of NXT on CW, and Philip Seymour Brooks is out here as the special guest referee.
Big CM Punk chance breaking out. Yeah, see, we all got it. Like I'm with you, bro. Like, oh shit, Delta Burke.
I guess I don't. I'm not old enough. I guess I'm just a shy under. But so now, question: if NXT tonight doesn't mill, how much does CM Punk get attributed to the reason why they did a mill, and how much is that become an issue now when the other company that had CM Punk and fired him that now does 600-700?
I mean, it's like saying, "Oh, I can't believe they're using McDavid to get goals." It is what it is, bro. We got him on our team.
I know, but we know the narrative that will get thrown out there.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, we got.
I know. I was just a question of how much do we actually think that they're willing to try and run that up the flagpole.
Oh, there will definitely be guys out there. Oh, we only did it because it was Punk. Yeah, no, it's stupid.
Right.
Oh, Ethan and Punk having a lot of issues right now. No love for Canada. Hey, pause your mouth.
AEW connection.
Right? Yeah.
I saw you choke Jungle Boy out backstage. I heard you're old, you're tired, and you work with fucking children. I am not a child. That's Trick firing up.
Trick is firing up.
1, 2 go.
Ethan Page.
Do you like that they're even running underneath the screen and everything? I know we have our scroll. They have their own scroll of running through the results from earlier on tonight and everything. I think it's a nice little touch.
Yeah. I think Page's run happened too early. I don't agree. Because I mean, I equate it to kind of like when Bobby Roode came in. You've had others come into NXT, and I think there's certain people you strike when the iron is hot. So you don't let them cool off the excitement of them being there. You capitalize. Now, not everybody gets that opportunity. I think Ethan Page was the right choice. Again, he comes in very seasoned, and I think Trick as champion was a little flat. So I didn't mind the transition.
I like that they did a little static as Trick throws Ethan into the LED barricade spot.
We haven't broken it up barricades this week already.
Right. Well, we're 2 for 2 so far on wrestling shows breaking barricades. But as commercial number 10, here we go. But yeah, Ty Dillinger celebrating backstage.
Right.
But Ethan's a guy that I think he's done well enough of you can put the belt on him and the character grows around being champion and everything. He already came in enough, and he was, like you said, of Trick as a champion wasn't working great.
Trick got over, and I agree with MDB's comment here. I would not give up on Trick. Trick's got a lot of intangibles. He's got a bright future. I just think his height got ahead of his skill. So he was getting in these matches, and we were watching him. He kind of looked like Bambi on ice at times. He was slipping and sliding and missing marks. So you put him back down a little. You let him chase a little. You let him work it out. Could he win tonight and surprise us? Absolutely. But he's got a long road to go. So I do agree with everything you're saying, MDB. I just think he got so over because of the entrance and Carmelo that he hadn't quite caught up to his hype yet.
Yeah, well, it's even like Keyshawn says, if Trick is better chasing, just Trick is better chasing the belt.
Yeah.
Which I think fits true. And I actually didn't even know this of Trick is wearing Chicago Bulls inspired gear, and El Ego is wearing Green Bay inspired colors.
He would. Do people in Chicago beat Green Bay?
Yes. So fun fact of it's the NFC North, and that's one of the biggest feuds in and the NFL is Chicago and Green Bay. That's close to Yankees, Red Sox, you know. Is it Leafs, Ottawa, or is it Leafs, Boston at this point? Like, I feel like it's Leafs, Boston more of just because of the playoffs and everything. Like, who's the Leafs, like, primary rivalry?
I mean, Montreal tends to be the guys that we hate the most, but Boston over the last decade, because Montreal sucked. Leafs and Montreal have this thing where they don't like to be good at the same time. So Toronto, Boston, like Boston's been a fucking nightmare for us, just kind of like the Boston in our chat.
Fair enough.
But, you know,
as everybody, just confirming of Chicago hates Green Bay. Go Pack Go, and then Scott, our local Minnesotan. Too bad the Vikings are going to win the division. KJ, did Ava dress up classic tonight? So Vance asking for the KJ Ava wardrobe report.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
She's only gone on once.
Whatever I saw, when I saw her earlier with Punk, I didn't see the navel. So they only showed her from like navel up. So I'm going to say good job for Ava tonight.
Right. Chris, I'm still pissed the Jobber Tigers beat my Stros today. However, that's why there's game 2 and 3. Or you could be like the Yankees, like me, to where we just, we got to wait for y'all to play that out. Like you mentioned Boston, and then he's instantly, that's me.
Yeah, I have issues with Boston's.
Yeah, right.
They've been killing us. I mean, we got one up on them once. We kind of get back. Usually, we need other teams to put them out, and then we do better. But we all know Toronto can't win playoffs, so it sucks.
Well, it's like Buffalo. That's why we we commiserate together.
Yeah, you guys we can't defend leads.
Right, exactly. Bears fans will always hate the Packers, just like Bulls fans hate the Pistons and the Knicks in the late 80s and 90s. It reminds me of like Willie of like, that's why the Scots hate the English and the Irish and the Scots.
Oh, I love it. Well, we're back to the action, folks, and Ethan in control of Paige. Ethan in control of Trick.
There we go.
He's in control of himself as well, by the way.
Right. He's very much in control of his body here. Well, he wasn't there as he just ran into the post with nobody home.
See money pop me. Any favorite wrestling video games? Fight Forever.
Yo, I saw AEW's already trying to ditch THQ.
Yeah, it wasn't their fault.
Well, they're selling it of, it was over budget and under delivered. Well, it was a shit game. It took 17 years to develop.
I think that game has been indicative of the last couple of years. Oh, wow. Whoa. Wow.
Yo, Trick 100% to me reminds me of Booker T. Same athletic style, same moves and everything.
Yeah. And being around Booker and getting the advice, the teaching, and maybe it helps him slow his game down and perform better. This match is cooking for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's the biggest thing is when it comes to Trick of we get you can do all the things. It's the same thing like what happened with Carmelo. Just slow it down. You don't have to go 95 miles a minute.
Oh. Razor's edge on the table.
Oh,
Mike's static. Oh, hard on the ears.
We
get this
2 for 2 though on table breaks 2 is. Oh, I was for half a second. I was like, I lost all the audio.
Ethan Page wins. CM Punk screws Trick. McIntyre appears. Well, I don't think CM Punk's going to screw Trick, Richard. But keep smoking the good. Yeah, we won't deviate too much because we got stuff going on. But yeah, I think there's a Chicago rivalry in the town, right, between the Cubs and the White Sox.
Yeah, kind of but
y'all are like that with the Yankees and Mets. I mean, we're like that with Ottawa and Toronto and fucking anyone else in Canada.
1, 2, go. Two go. Well, with all of those, there's very much one side that leads that. And especially when it comes to the White Sox, of their team is an embarrassment. Like, they have lost. They set the record for most games lost by a team in an MLB season. Like, that's sad.
You tease the ones you love, Anthony. You tease the ones you love. Punk making them get up.
Now all I need is the weekly table spot, and I'll give my first 10 out of 10. Well, there you go, 444. You better eat them words because you got your table spot
too.
Right, 100%. We're 2 for 2 so far this week. Setting up.
Big kick. This is a great match. Much better than their first meeting.
100%. I think again
that was a little sloppy, but not a bad neck breaker.
It still worked. It still worked. It's a little airborne. It still worked. It still worked. But
bookend.
One count. One count.
No, Punk said 2. I thought it was a 1 as well. Punk lied.
That's that Chicago education system for you.
Sexy Red is performing. When? Next week, I think. Is that next week?
On a dark match. It's a dark performance. It's a dark performance.
So. I don't get it.
2 go 2.
I lost 50 IQ points. I listened to 2 of her songs.
He said it, not me. Yeah. Be mad at him. Said him. Her
songs are fucking brutal. Awful. See,
I don't listen like Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B and all that. This Sexy Red,
you can't compare her to them.
No, I'm. Yeah, she's the Kesha. She's singing.
Look at this.
They go to sleep. 2 go, and he literally just sits there and looks at Punk and goes, "Count."
Right. Paul comes in with sloppy ass match. Are you watching a different match? There was like maybe the one neck breaker spot, not great. What are you watching, Paul?
I think he's just watching us and just wants to see us react to that at this point because, as freaking Punkin into it. But Ethan caught up.
Big knee. No way.
Wow. 1, 2, 3. And your new NXT heavyweight champion. Whoop that trick.
Trick shot W, folks. And CM Punk raises the arm of Trick Williams. Two-time world champion.
Should it have been a tell that we didn't get a title change in the first one, that we were going to get a title change in the second one?
Yeah, Richard said that in the chat, and I thought, one doesn't really equal the other. It was a good match.
Game over. Trick.
Like what? Trick.
Game over. Trick. And then all the confetti as, hey, go to sleep on Ethan Page, as that's how you end it. Someone just cut this with the fucking the Larry David music. Right. And you got Trick celebrating, the confetti rolling, the credits scrolling up the screen, and then CM Punk hits a go to sleep on Ethan Page.
Yeah. Wrong decision in my opinion. It will run flat. Nah, I think we'll be fine. I want to see where it goes. I'm excited. I can't preemptively give it shit. I will see where it goes. And I
don't dislike it. It's the same to me with the first one, with the first title match that we had that opened the show and everything. I can justify either way that you go with this. And I didn't even fully think about it until we just saw it. Of literally, it almost makes a bit of sense of you didn't have a title change on the first one, so you have a title change on the second one.
Perhaps. And again, I know people are like, well, why did you do that? What if Ethan shows up on the main roster now? We just ended the show with him eating a fucking go to sleep. Like, we don't know. It's kind of what we talked about with the main event of Bad Blood. Let's see what happens. Give it time. Again, I was critical of Trick's first run, but they're giving the kid a chance, and that was a much better match.
That was a fantastic match from the two of them. And now, even then, you can still sell it of, well, we've traded, we're 1-1. Now we need to have the third match to decide this, the trilogy here. So, again, we're not out of the woods with this, but I do still like, that's a nice way to end the show, to end your debut episode. You ended on a world title change and everything. You had people get behind Trick and everything. To me, I don't see many faults with this show tonight.
No, and I mean, MDB hits it on the head, and that's always been my gauge. And we talked about it a lot here at this channel, dude, is the crowd is going, we went off the air and the crowd is losing their mind. People criticize Jey Uso winning. I know the guys at Corny don't like him. Tough shit. The crowd loves them. And if the guy's in the crowd and you got confetti and everyone's losing their mind, you did a good job. And that's it. So somebody said flat ending. There was nothing flat about the whole overall feel of the moment. So, and then Punk hits a fucking go to sleep and they cheer even louder. It's beautiful. New champion. I'm good with it.
Like I said, I still want just the hypercut of that, to where it's this the end of like Arrested Development or Curb Your Enthusiasm and everything, to where you've got the confetti rolling and the credits are going up, and then just go to sleep. But
well, and again,
to me overall, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, to me overall, a really fantastic episode of NXT, a debut, one that you still have to even think about. This was a weekly episode. Yes, it was the debut, but it's not a takeover. It's not a No Mercy. It's not a In Your House. It's none of that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Folks, we take a rating out of 10 for all of you up there. I should see 100 numbers in this chat right now. So let us know, how did you feel about this show? And what did you like? What didn't you like? How did you feel about the show overall? Curtis starting us off with an 8, which is beautiful. Trick wins. See, some people are happy about it. I like it. And again, we don't know. Like, I mean, you could use some heels on the main roster. Maybe Ethan's done enough to make himself up to the main roster. We have no idea. All right. If you're going to do Ethan versus LA Knight, works on any day of the week.
Oh, 100%. That's, you add a huge level of depth into that mid-card division. Or maybe you get an Ethan Page goes over to TNA and he pairs with Josh Alexander that way, and you get an Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry. You came on my turf, so I'll fight you on yours too. And
the heel in this case has an out in it, because the heel in this case can go, you only won because Punk was there. Let's run it back. Let's, the next pay-per-view, we're going to run this back, and then we'll solidify who the guy is.
Well, and especially too, because Ethan won the first one, so now we're at a 1-1 split. We just saw, Carmelo and Andrade in a best of 6 or best of 7 series go through game 6. We're only in game 3 now with these two.
Yeah, and again, I mean, that's where rivalries come from. You have to exchange wins. There has to be heat. There has to be reasons to run shit back. You can't just keep throwing them in the ring. I picked Ethan to win, guys. I did, but I'm not mad about how this played out.
Yeah, not at all. And I think a lot of tonight is going to get a lot of people talking, all the way from Cora Jade shows up and starts off the show, to where we even get Delta teased, to where we've now got a new heavyweight champion in Trick. There is multiple opportunities and multiple times throughout this to where you're going to get people talking.
Yeah, and I think, again, lots of good Whoop That era 2.0, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10. A lot of mix here, 9 out of 10. It's 31 nights of Halloween on Freeform. Time for some hocus pocus. Let's go. 9 out of 10. I think that's where I'm going to land on this one. I'm going to give it a little bit of a bonus rub because of what tonight was. New belts, new look, new vibe. CM Punk in the building. Trick wins. Julia shows up. Delta's teased. Cora comes back. All the shit you just said, Nick, I'll give it a 9. It wasn't perfect, but man, was it close.
I'm halfway split with you. I instantly thought like an 8.5, just more of like
Yeah, I'm
almost
kind of
trying
there.
not to go like too high. I don't want to the Meltzer us into a situation to where all of a
Yeah,
sudden we're giving it 12s out of 10s and everything like that.
yeah.
But yeah, shit, this
But
was a really good show. What from top to bottom here. This
and like I said,
was
8.5 makes sense to me. I gave it a little bit of an extra rub because of the everything live show.
yeah, but I always like it when we end up agreeing on the kind of we have a consensual number, like we have our number as a channel. Yes, I said it. And to
Did
where
you
then
ask
the chat has
me
their
permission
numbers
before
amongst
you
them
gave
and
it a
everything.
9?
Wait, what?
Did you ask me permission before you gave it a 9?
But
8 out of 10. So what are you thinking?
I can go with you on a 9. I like I said, I was about an 8.5. I can go with you on a 9 because again, to me, this was, and this might be a bit of a special rating when it comes to this, but there was a constant buzz in the air, and this had an energy throughout everything from the second we kicked off with HBK, and then Triple H pops out in the crowd and are you ready? Which I'm amazed we didn't get a we are
That's
NXT.
right. But I
Right,
think again,
but
anytime Trips is going to show up, I'm going to give more love. It just, I mean, again, there we go.
no, we can even go through. That's how that started it, and then we had a fantastic match between Julia and Roxanne. Like we had Cora Jade show up as a surprise. We sat there, and we're still even discussing, Jada Parker with her heel turn and everything with
Mhm.
Lola. Like there was
Yeah.
constant notes and constant beats throughout this entire show. There's
Yeah.
you're hard pressed to find things to complain about here.
Well, some people won't find anything to complain about. Whatever. It's all right. 7 out of 10. 7.9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for TNA
We
involvement.
need to send them a Manscaped package, is what we really need to do, or a Harry's razor or something, so they can get that off their lip. But yeah,
Free Ricky Starks is hilarious. I can't wait. Oba seems to be a man amongst boys in NXT sooner than later. Hold on tight, Tony. 7 out of
right?
10. 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Yeah, see, I was in that ballpark. I just give it a little extra love because of the hoopla. And
Hoopla!
hoobly blue blah.
Hibbity hoopla!
9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Ethan Page interferes in a Hell in a Cell. That would be fucked up.
What the fuck?
Hey, they left.
You might not be wrong, though. That's the fuck part, is you might not be wrong.
Right? They left it unsend. They left it open. And was Ethan and Drew in TNA at the same time?
What?
Was Ethan and Drew in TNA at the same time?
Oh, Christ.
That's a good question.
Anthony, help us.
8 out of 10. Trick versus Ethan 3 at Halloween Havoc. That's run it back. Yeah.
It's not a bad show.
Yeah. No, other people saying Ethan could help. But see, all these little doors are opening and making all these wrestling nerds kind of like, including us, trying to fucking figure this shit out.
Josh has a new faction. I think we won't see Josh and Ethan teaming anytime soon. Maybe wrong though.
Who's in? Oh, that's awesome. I'll give it an 8 CWs out of 10. Fair enough. I'll give it 8.
Yeah, how many Dawsons do you give it, folks?
I give it 9 Dawsons out of 10 Creeks, Nick.
I give it 9 Vanderbeeks.
And out of 28, maybe perhaps. That's interesting. I'm not sure.
What in the Meltzer system is that?
Yeah.
But this to establish yourself as we are now here on this brand, on this network, on this, like, allow me to reintroduce myself. They knocked this shit out of the park with us.
Yeah. Good look, good vibe. I mean, again, like we found out like an hour before the show that the logo was changing. And again, even to be able to kind of mimic it and do what we do, it was all fun. It was all fun tonight. A lot of things. The new belts look good. They look solid. They're going to get a lot of love, I imagine. A lot of marks out there are going to be thrilled about Cora coming back. It was a nice swerve because even you and I were like, Steph, no, Cora. So I mean,
no.
Again,
right, yeah, 8 or 9 out of 10, what have you. That's more of, is it a 300-yard home run or is it a 400-yard home run?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Charm there. Yeah,
No,
for everyone to remember the
near and dear
CW.
to my heart. Shout out Alyssa. How you doing?
Yeah, everybody, Alyssa Milano.
Charmed. The one of the worst shows that I dedicated way too much time to. KJ killed it with the over. Oh, thank you, MDB. I appreciate that, man. Means a lot. But Nick, we've come to the end of the chat, so I think we've come to the end of the night.
I don't know. We can keep talking, but yes, no, 100%. Absolutely, this has been a fantastic night. And again, since you mentioned the overlays, and 100%, I'll give the man beside me his flowers and everything. 100%. We won't look the way that we do if it wasn't for him and everything. And that's again why 100% we do what we do, because other people can't do what we do. Yeah.
And as we got the YouTube wrestling Charmed with Anthony in the group, we have our power of three.
The power of three will set you free.
The black and silver era starts with a bang. There you go. There you go. Nick, bring us home, buddy.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talking about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
Come back tomorrow. We got an anniversary to celebrate. See you on the flip side. Good night.